Kamala Harris had a complete meltdown on stage last night at her book signing. She was interrupted again by yet another protester. I don't think there's been a single book signing yet since she launched this tour where she hasn't been interrupted by pro-Palestinian, pro-Hamas protesters. Well, not only was her response obviously scripted and rehearsed, but she accidentally debunked the leftist talking point right now that President Trump is a king. Take a look.
Enough. And you know, I sometimes think about, you know what, I am not president of the United States. You want to go to the White House and talk to him? Then go on and do that.
Okay, yeah, I mean, obviously has the temperament and the patience, and it is just so presidential. You know, she has the temperament to be in the Oval Office, but President Trump doesn't. Give me a break. Now, she said, I'm not president. You want to talk to him? Go to the White House. Wait a minute. I thought we just had no Kings Day. I thought all the Democrats were out saying no kings because President Trump is a king and an authoritarian rising. I mean, if you listen closely or whenever they're put on the spot, they accidentally tell the truth. And while Kamala Harris said the truth right there, he's president, he's not a king, and he's not an authoritarian. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, Daniel, she lost the election. Why are you talking about her? Well, because to me, it's very clear that Kamala Harris plans on running again in 2028. That's why she's running this entire book tour, right? This book is a defense of her failed campaign. Oh, I only had 107 days, and that's why I lost. That's really the thesis. That's the argument that she's trying to make here. If you guys would give me even more time, then I would win next time. And of course, anyone who doesn't want the left, who doesn't want Democrats, who doesn't want extreme liberalism to take over the country, you want Kamala Harris to run again because you know that, you know, her next campaign isn't going to be better. In fact, if she has more time, it'll actually be even worse. Now, the reason we know this is scripted is because, as I said earlier, every single campaign stop. Oh, it's not a campaign. Oops. Like I said, I really do believe this is all a very long runway for her 2028 run. But every single stop on this book tour, she's been interrupted by protesters. And this is the first time where she's taken command of the stage. Every single time, she looks like a deer in headlights. Even worse, she just has absolutely no idea what to do. Just take a look at how she usually responds.
About how and why you are saying what you are saying now and how I felt about it, you're not letting me talk. You know what, I respect your right to speak. You're not letting me talk. Let's bring the temperature down, unlike the current president of the United States.
So, number one, you can see her anger whenever she gets angry, and it's not just this moment, but it's actually a lot of them. Even during the campaign trail last year, it is more of a long runway. She has to take a few seconds to gear up into shape, then she turns on the switch and is very aggressive. But at first she's always confused and has no idea what to do, and you can tell she's trying to suss out how to address the situation. And that, you know, like I said, it's been happening again and again. Here's another example where she just is lost. I don't know if she's lost in the clouds, lost in her mind, lost doing what, but it takes her a few seconds to say, oh, here's what I'm going to do, here's how I'm going to respond.
Because you are now
and you can see too, I'm going to pause, you can see she is quite literally cringing and is annoyed and is flustered, and you can literally see, figuratively, I know some people call me out for my language, it's just I guess how the youth talk these days, but you can see the wheels turning behind her eyes, in her head, as she's trying to figure out what to do next.
I'm really
you could actually see sadness there, maybe like she's embarrassed.
You know, I hate that I have
The same person that was telling people not to vote.
I hate that I have to keep pointing this out, but we are living in really perilous.
And you can tell there that's real anger, real frustration. So let's take all of her previous actions and compare it to what happened last night, where she gets angry right away, stands up, knows exactly what to say. To me, it's very obvious that this was not only scripted, but rehearsed by her and her team. And as many of you know, my background is as a professional actor for TV and film. So, you know, I do work with teams of coaches and people and directors. And I've also, I shared earlier this year that I was lucky and blessed to work on a political campaign. And there are just enough telltale signs here that prove to me, that indicate that this was, the heckler wasn't pre-planned. I believe that the heckler was real, but her response to it definitely is scripted and rehearsed.
Soon enough. And you know, I sometimes think about, you know what, I am not president of the United States. You want to go to the White House and talk to him? Then go on and do that.
So number one, she gets up right away, which is unusual in all the other times she's been heckled. Like I said, it's a pretty long runway. She needs a few seconds to get her bearings. And so what I imagine happened is her team said, hey, this is becoming a regular occurrence. We need to have a plan of how you are not only going to respond to this, but if you respond to this forcefully, we can turn it into a viral moment. That's probably what they're hoping for here. And so, you know, here she didn't miss a beat, knew exactly what to say. Usually when she gets flustered, she stumbles over her words. I mean, everything was in perfect rhythm. And then she actually goes back to sit down. And to me, if you watch her, like the ends of her lips, it's almost as if she's trying not to break into a smile, like, oh, I'm a big girl. I did it. I hit my lines. I hit my mark. I said exactly what I was going to say. And you can tell, you know, the crowd is roaring and she's just soaking in all the adulation. I believe that's what's happening here. Like she's furrowing her eyebrows because she's trying to look aggressive. But you can tell inside she's happy. Inside she's loving the crowd eating all of this up. Well, the most ironic part was actually, prior to this, she actually released a video on social media encouraging everyone to attend No King's Day protests all around the country. Of course, the irony is that Kamala Harris was installed as the Democrat Party nominee. You want to talk about kings? She's someone who didn't receive a single primary vote, telling people to protest against the king, who she just admitted was president and not a king.
Hey everybody, so in our country, the power is with the people. And tomorrow, I encourage everyone to get out there in peaceful protest of what is happening in our country and express our voice around the country we believe in. So get out there and join the No Kings event near you, and please take care. I'll see you later.
That right there was a really, I mean, I have no idea who is advising her, but it was a really bizarre shot. It's almost like something you would expect to see, I don't know, it taken from that high angle. She's seated and like is making her body smaller and look like submissive, and I don't know, it just made me really uncomfortable watching that. Like she's a secretary in some high-rise big deal real estate business in New York. I don't know, it was just a weird video. Like, who is advising you, or are you coming up with these social media posts on your own? Well, the best defense for President Trump and saying that he's not a king actually came from Speaker Mike Johnson. He appeared on ABC News this morning, and it was just a brilliant takedown. In less than a minute, he just put to bed all of these claims that President Trump's a dictator and an authoritarian. But before we get to that, I would like to acknowledge the members of today's Governor's Club. They are IC Happiness, Beehive, August Child, Jeremy 2001 Happy, and Wood Dragon Guy. These are people who give tips and super thanks to the channel. I'm so glad that you're here and appreciative that you enjoy the videos. Without further ado, here is Mike Johnson.
I'm joined now by the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, right here in the studio. Speaker Johnson, thank you for joining us.
Glad to be with you. Thanks.
So let's start with the No Kings rallies. You called these Hate America rallies. What do you mean by that?
Well, that collection of folks that I listed were certainly part of it. We congratulate them on a apparently violent free speech exercise. I was a First Amendment lawyer for 20 years. We defend that right. But the irony of the message is pretty clear for everyone. If President Trump was a king, the government would be open right now. If President Trump was a king, they would not have been able to engage in that free speech exercise out on the mall, by the way, which was open because President Trump hasn't closed it. In the last shutdown, 2013 era, President Obama closed the National Mall, it closed all the national parks, didn't allow people to engage in all this. So, I mean, they needed a stunt, they needed a show. Chuck Schumer needs cover right now. He's closed the government down because he needs political cover, and this was a part of it.
Ooh, what a brilliant, incisive, and just incredible answer right there. I really love that. And if he was a king, do you think President Trump would have actually authorized law enforcement to protect the crowds? Yeah, the left was fearing, and they were spreading all these lies that President Trump was going to have them arrested and rounded up, for exercising their First Amendment rights. But instead, President Trump actually had snipers deployed on building rooftops to make sure that the crowd was safe. But take a look at what was said by Edward Isaac Dovere, a senior reporter at CNN. According to him, the political moment, there are multiple snipers with scopes and rifles on the roof, the National Gallery above the DC No Kings rally. DC police say they are part of necessary security, but the crowd doesn't know that, and it's freaking many out that they're about to get shot. Okay, so they really are that delusional. On top of that, I would like to point out that the last time there were gunmen, snipers on rooftops, they've all been aimed at conservatives, not at liberals, just saying. So I don't know why they were freaking out about that, and if you did see someone, why wouldn't you do what people did in Butler? They saw someone on the roof and they started screaming, trying to get the attention of security. No one seemed to point this out. I think they were just looking for a reason to be scared and looking for a reason to cry Orange Man bad. I mean, they can't be that stupid. Maybe they are. Who knows? Well, all of that to say, we've been talking about Kamala Harris, from the last vice president to the shutdown. Well, let's talk about the current vice president and do a compare and contrast between JD Vance and Kamala Harris.
Of course, Marines, I bring greetings today from our Commander-in-Chief, Donald J. Trump, and he wanted me to tell each and every single one of you that he's proud of you, that he loves you, and that despite the Schumer shutdown, he is going to do everything he can to make sure you get paid exactly as you deserve. Now, I know we're here to talk about the Marine Corps, but I got to get just a little political because congressional Democrats seem to want to keep the government shut down, even though it would mean that a lot of you would not get your paycheck. But as I told the president just a couple of days ago, I said, sir, we have got to figure out how to pay these Marines, both for their sake, but also, of course, because if we don't pay our enlisted Marines, every bar in Southern California is going to go out of business, and we don't want that.
Just an incredible day, and what a remarkable difference that one administration can make, no matter who the GOP nominee is, whether it's JD Vance, Marco Rubio, or someone else who just rises out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. It's going to be a lot better than the Democrats have to offer. And like I said, I really believe Kamala Harris is doing this book tour. I really believe she wrote this book to defend why she lost, so she can run again. Bring it on, girl. Bring it on. As always, though, all of that is just my analysis and commentary. That's what's happening in the world of politics from my point of view, and I would love to hear from you. So, do you agree that that was a scripted rebuttal, probably rehearsed? Or do you think, hey, Daniel, you're reading too much into that? That was just her reaction. It is what it is, and there's nothing to see here. It's okay if you disagree, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Sorry for whispering. I am still out in public traveling for work. I'll be back home, reunited with my fur babies mid this next week. If you haven't already, please be sure to leave me a thumbs up. I know it's a simple thing to ask for, but it really does help me reach more viewers like you in the algorithm. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and to check out one of these videos.